Building along riverbanks and in waterways and dumping of refuse in drains all contribute to the perennial flooding in the country. According to disaster management organizations, for flooding to be reduced, Ghanaians must do their bit by strictly respecting the laws of the land. The national coordinator of the National Disaster Management Organization, Nadmo, Mr. Kofi Potofi, says barring this, lives and property will continue to be lost during rainy season.
Year in, year out, there's some education about the do's and don'ts whenever the rains are about to set in. But always, there are those who throw caution to the wind, disregarding the warnings about the consequences of disposing of rubbish in the drains and buildings in waterways or close to drains. The result is evident whenever it rains, flooding and loss of lives and property. The rains are here again, and the National Disaster Management Organization, Nadmo, toured some flood-prone areas to assess their readiness. The team started from the Akwete area on the Sprinters Road. Some buildings were sited close to the major drain, obstructing free flow of water. The national coordinator of Nadmo, Mr. Kofi Potofi, said the drain had to be realigned for the water to freely flow.
The wall is on the shoulder of the drain. It's not right. The machines cannot even find space so that they can dredge. And then as they did it, you can find out that the fifth pipe now has to receive water that meanders. You see what I'm saying? So it makes the flow very difficult. Then there's a backfall, and the flooding will continue here.
The municipal chief executive of LECMA, Mr. Daniel Amate Mensah, said the assembly will ensure that all unauthorized structures along riverbanks will be demolished for the water to flow freely.
I will not be surprised when you go into this building. I can tell you, it will not have permit, because there is no way the assembly will have issued permit to this building. Because before you start the permit process, you need to establish the four corners. There is no way any assembly will give permit to a structure aborting a primary drain. There is no way. So what I want to say is that the assembly will take action on this structure.
At Bawe, the drains were blocked by weeds. Also, some residents had built on the drains. This house has been abandoned by the owners as a result of flooding. Mr. Potofi says flooding and its consequences is high in the Bawe area. He called on residents to support Nadmo in reducing floods. At Kaneshi, some drains were filled with filth by residents, while this drain is being desilted. Mr. Kofi Potofi said that desilting by AMA is a good step to reduce floods.
This desilting is good for the city. Very, very good. It's a major, pre-flood preparatory activity that the city is undertaking.
Mr. Potofi and his entourage last port of call was at Villaggio near the Accra Mall. This was initially a flood-prone area, but the problem has been solved following the construction of the drain.